Earlier this year, in July 2025, if it's later than that when you're watching this, the Indiana BMV proposed an internal policy change that was going to completely halt the option for any Hoosier to change the gender marker on their state IDs, regardless of any circumstances. This was going to be meant to comply with Governor Mike Braun's executive order. I think that came down in March. That was his statement that the government of Indiana was only going to acknowledge the immutable male and female gender binary, which is not only scientifically inaccurate, it's also just a whole bunch of bullshit. So, this was met with massive public backlash. Thousands of public comments were submitted through the BMV's website, and the public hearing, which was only scheduled to last an hour, went on for 3, as several dozen Hoosiers from across the state, not just liberal Bloomington, showed up to speak out against it. Trans people, cis people, gay people, straight people, even a few Republicans, I believe, showed up to say, yeah, this is a lot of crap and we really shouldn't do this. I also think it's worth noting here that the state of Indiana did not, in fact, keep a public record of this hearing like they were required by law to do. So that's interesting. But you can still find a recording of it. I believe if you search the terms Indiana BMV hearing, Indiana 5051, you should find it, I think, on somewhere on YouTube, because I believe it was the Indiana 5051 that recorded it. So we beat them. They withdrew the rule proposal. Now they're back at it. Twice in 1 year. Going for broke, I guess. So it's the same thing, same proposal, same policy change. And so this is a call to action. If you're a Hoosier who gives a shit about trans people and their dignity and their rights, then leave another public comment. You can find a form from IYG. It's an Indiana LGBTQ advocacy group. They've put a form together that simplifies leaving a public comment. And you can also show up on November 14th at the Indiana Government Center South at 9 a.m. Yes, that's a Friday. Yes, it's downtown Indianapolis. Yes, it's going to be a little tricky, but we can't let that stop us. That's why they've scheduled it this way, because they're hoping that only a few people will be able to show up. If you have to call into work, or if you have to trade your shift around, or if you have to come back from a trip early, whatever you have to do, please do it. We all need to show up. And in fact, we need to show up in even greater numbers than we did last time. We need to turn the 3-hour hearing from last time into a 6-hour hearing. I know that might sound like a lot, but that's exactly what we need to do. The goal here is very simple. We need to absolutely overwhelm these Republican assholes with the fact that most people in Indiana, regardless of what their stance on trans people and trans rights might be, really just do not want this kind of government overreach in play. And also, hopefully, a lot of you like trans people and want to protect us, because that would also be really cool. So, November 14th, 9 a.m., Indiana Government Center South. Please show up and bring as many people with you as you can. We beat this before, we can beat it again, and hopefully this time it'll stay dead.